They got a big break when a record executive flew in to see them play a gig. Because of bad weather, only about 10 people showed up, but they weren't helpless. People who recognize good talent don't walk away. The record executive offered them a contract that helped the band Firehouse to reach for the sky, and that's all she wrote. Those of you familiar with their songs recognize those were song titles written into that script. We caught up with Firehouse musician and songwriter Bill Leverty before their concert in the Home Run Dugout in Katy next week. He shared how a toy guitar and a high school music class helped him discover the love of a lifetime. Bill, at age 4, you got your first guitar from your parents and you loved it, but as it goes, kids have a lot of things they're exploring at that time, so it didn't like dominate your whole life.
No, it was a great little toy guitar. It had the plastic strings, and I would run around with it, and then I started bashing it like Pete Townsend would do. But I was listening to a lot of guitar music. My dad had a Carlos Montoya record that I just loved when I was a kid, and all the music that we heard on the radio that my parents played, my ear would always gravitate toward that, so guitar became my passion.
Yeah, the other thing that became your passion, especially growing up, was sports. You were a good athlete.
Well, thank you. I still think I was an okay athlete, but I
back up a second. 10 years old, the Virginia State diving champion. That's a little bit more than an okay athlete. But as you mentioned, guitar came back into your life. When you got your first lesson, you learned the basic chords, but you began studying music theory, and you say at that point it was the best class you had ever taken. Why?
Well, the teacher was great. His name's Dean Ensminger. He went on to become the choral director at Belmont University in Nashville. It was just something that just really clicked with my brain, and he taught it all on piano, and I don't play piano well, but he explained it how you could go home, do your homework, and work it into guitar. And I spent more time working on my music than I did my other classes, but I still did okay, but music was it.
Take us behind joining a band.
Joining a band, it's very tricky in a lot of ways because you're dealing with several other personalities. I learned that you got to have the right people in your band, not only that you're musically headed in the same direction toward, but also personally. You have to have the same personal direction in your life. And we got that finally, but it took many, many years before I got with Michael Foster in 1984, who's still our drummer today. And then we got with C.J. Snare, and then we got with Perry Richardson, and then we got a record deal.
You were at that time where one of the golden moments was when you heard your song on the radio. Do you remember the first time? Where were you? What were you doing when you looked down and went, oh wait, this is not a cassette tape or something. This is actually, everybody else is hearing this too.
I had given our demo to a radio program director, and he played the song, and I happened to be driving in my car, and there was this girl in a Corvette right at the stoplight next to me, and she was listening to the same station, and I unrolled the window over there, and I said, that's us, that's my band, and she flipped me off and drove off. That was my first experience hearing our song on the radio.
If she knew then what she knows now, all right, or knows now what she knew, however that saying goes, all right. So you had the opportunity to play for somebody who could make some big decisions for you, but you had some bad weather, and about 10 fans were there, but still you were impressive because you just did what you all do.
Yeah, it was Michael Kaplan, the senior executive VP of A&R at Epic Records. We had been passed on by every other label. And Michael came out, and it was a terrible night in Charlotte, North Carolina, a huge ice storm. The only people there were our girlfriends and a few close friends. And he said, just get up there and do what you do. It doesn't matter that there are 10 people here. I just want to see you play live. And after we were done, he came back into the dressing room and he said, you guys are ready for a record deal.
So you get the deal. You have your debut album. It's all done. It's all packaged pretty and ready to go. You're sitting on pins and needles, and it turns out to be a multi-platinum album at heavy radio rotation, MTV play as well. That had to feel really good.
It was amazing. We had no idea that it would take off like it did, although we hoped it would. We were working so hard, we didn't really, in thinking back, we didn't really get a chance to really whoop it up like you would think, because we were up at 7 o'clock in the morning and working with radio stations, and then we were playing, clubs and getting back on the bus at, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., and then driving to the next town to play the next gig. And, and to repeat the cycle. So, but when
repeat the cycle, you did. I mean, hit after hit. Don't Treat Me Bad, Love of a Lifetime, All She Wrote. The awards started coming in. Metal Edge magazine said it's the best new band in 1991. The American Music Awards, you won favorite new heavy metal hard rock artist.
Firehouse! This is unbelievable, totally unexpected.
You beat acts like Nirvana and Alice in Chains. And then, of course, your second album, Hold Your Fire, it kept going and going and going. And then when the grunge period came in, a lot of rock bands didn't know what to do. They were kind of like, well, do we go into grunge or do we stay true to rock? You all found success also in international markets where rock was still holding true.
We got lucky. We were on a great label, Epic Records, and they sat us down and they said, hey, look, it's really tough right now for bands like you guys. We've got some people, across the pond that would like to, have you come over and play. Would you be interested in doing some tours over there? And we were like, absolutely. Let's go play music. So we went to 7 or 8 countries over in Southeast Asia, and we toured in Europe with a band called Status Quo. It really helped sustain the band because we had a place to go to play.
Yeah, you had Good Acoustics, which went gold in 6 countries. Bring 'Em Out Live, recorded in Osaka, and you got a chance to produce these albums here. All right, when you have that band, you have your jive, you got it going on, and then all of a sudden you have something that rocks you in a different way. Singer C.J. Snare, you mentioned him earlier, passed away. It's one of those things where you miss him, but you know that he passed away doing what he loved, almost to the last minute.
He sure did, and he was just as tough as he could be, and he wanted the music to continue. He wrote some of the best songs and was such a great singer and a phenomenal keyboard player. A lot of people, it was kind of a missed opportunity, I think. God, it was amazing. He was like, man, you guys got to keep playing. That's what we wanted to do too. So it's so here we are. We're still going. We got Nate Peck, and Nate Peck is just a vocal phenom.
He is the new singer. You're headed to the Home Run Dugout in Katy for your concert. What can fans expect?
In terms of our lead vocalist, Nate Peck, you can expect a guy who received the golden ticket from Lionel Richie, Katy Perry, and Luke Bryan on American Idol. And he is just an amazing singer. Nate has that innate tone to his voice that has that quality for Firehouse. And so we go out, we respect CJ, we dedicate a bit to him, and we get out there and we have a great time and we play our music and we say hi to our fans and we have a lot of fun.
All right. Well, thank you very much for the great time that you gave us this morning, and can't wait to see you in person.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your time so much. See you soon.
Firehouse is ready to rock the house alongside hitmakers Warrant and Lita Ford this Sunday, August 24th at the Home Run Dugout in Katy. It's a really cool venue and it has great sound. For ticket information, log on to Great Day Houston and we will connect you.